Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to you, sincere, hopeful elect Akim, pushing the word of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, in spirit and in truth. Coming back with another lesson through the spirit. I'm going to go into 1 Chronicles 8 and verse 8. It says, in Shaharaim begot children in the country of Moab. After he had sent them away, Hushim and Ba'arah were his wives. Okay? So, this brother, Shaharaim, was of the tribe of Benjamin. All right. Now, when you read this here in First Chronicles, the book of Chronicles, it's pretty much going into the genealogy that was established when we, the Israelites, started to populate and got into the land of Israel. It goes through that whole genealogy and whatnot. Okay. So the brother Shaharaim, it clearly tells you that this brother had children, right? That he begot in the country of Moab. Okay, after he had sent them away. Okay, talking his wives. Okay, when you go into the not concordance, well, you can say the concordance with the interlinear. It goes into the wives' names and whatnot. But this is clearly showing you that this is an example of Israelite foreigners, because if you would get children in any country outside of your native origin, those children will be considered foreign to their native country, being what the Lord gave us, the nation of Israel, as an inheritance. Okay, so every Israelite has rights to the land of Israel. All right, every Israelite, so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, according to your father's lineage, you have stake in the land of Israel, which by right is given to us. Okay. Now, if you are born outside of the land of Israel, you're considered a foreigner. Okay, but you still have those rights that you're entitled to. All right, so you had Israelites that were born in other countries, and then later on in life, journeyed back to the land of Israel, and by right, receive land and whatnot. Okay, but this brother here, he had children that were born in the land of Moab. Okay, so those children, whether they stayed in Moab, in the land of Moab, and were raised, amongst those Moabites, or eventually came back to the land of Israel, okay, those children will be considered Israelite foreigners. So just imagine, those sons stayed in Moab, and then they had sons, and they had sons, and they had sons, and so on and so forth. Not before long, you're going to have Israelites that literally look like Moabites. Okay, especially if those Israelite foreigner males continue to procreate with the Moabite women or women of the other nations. All right, those children are going to look like the children that come from that seed is going to look like Moabites. So it shouldn't be a hard concept for, individuals such as Vocab Malone to understand the truth or the breakdown of Israelite foreigners, which, at this point in time, to deny the fact that we Israelites, or the true Israelites, are the true Israelites, you're just in denial, okay? Because the proof is undeniable that we are the children of Israel. On top of that, you still have Israelite foreigners, scattered all around the world, looking like the heathen that they've been raised among, all right, that are turning back to serve Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Okay. Ephesians 2 and verse 11, it says, "Wherefore remember that ye, being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hands." All right, so in the NLT it says, don't forget that you Gentiles used to be outsiders. All right, so how are these Gentiles now considered to be the opposite of outsiders? All right, you were called uncircumcised heathens by the Jews, who were proud of their circumcision, even though it affected only their bodies and not their hearts. And that's deep, man, reading it in NLT, okay? Because you had Israelites, at this point in time, which it's the same thing today, who glory in the fact that, they got fringes, they have a beard, they have a Hebrew name, all right, they're circumcised in the flesh, but they don't even have the correct doctrine. All right, they don't worship Yahweh Shai. They don't honor and respect the words of the Apostle Paul. Okay. They go off, they do, things they ain't supposed to, knowing what the scriptures say, but they glory in their flesh. All right. But their inward man is jacked up. It's damn near non-existent. Okay. So when you compare that to one of these Gentiles who, grew up amongst the heathen, okay, but there were certain things that the heathen did that never sat right with them. As the scriptures say, them being without law become a law unto themselves. Just internally, there's certain things that the heathen do that these Israelite foreigners wouldn't do or didn't partake in. Okay, hey, that's more commendable and honorable than a Jew, all right, who's one outwardly but inwardly is just corrupted. Okay, but a lot of those Israelite foreigners, all right, Gentiles, all right, once they heard about Yahweh Shai, they believed, all right, and pretty much converted, to the truth. Okay, and that's what you see happening with the Israelites today, and that's what Vocab Malone does not like. Okay, he doesn't like the fact that where Israelites are taking upon themselves a righteous covering. All right, covering ourselves with our true heritage, with our identity. All right. James 1:1, James, a servant of the Most High and of the Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. Okay, so straight to the point, you had all 12 tribes that had members scattered around the known world at that time, scattered all over the place. And naturally, being that you're scattered, you're gonna fall away from from your customs, from your heritage. Okay? And that was the important thing about the gospel being preached, was to bring those lost sheep that have been scattered back home. Okay, and we're forwarding that message today. All right. And lastly, this is Isaiah 11 and 11. It says, the restored remnant. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. Okay? So we've been scattered, amongst all these nations. Every nation under the earth, you got an Israelite there. Okay? Scattered. It says, that's pretty much the point. It's more, but that pretty much serves the point. All right? So the whole nation of Israel has been scattered. And, the second time the Lord sets his hand to recover the remnant of his people, all right, you're going to have Israelites being recovered from all over, man. From Assyria to Egypt, Pathros, Cush, Elam, or India, okay? From the islands, various islands, which is what we need, man. We need deliverance. We need salvation. So, Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. Quick, straight to the point. Till next time, shalom.